Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a beautiful star-topped Playful Pets bag. I love this. I love the Playful Pets. The whole suite is just fabulous. And I love it. I love the paper. Berry loves the paper. She's on the desk to my right. I'm hoping she's going to stay out of it. Funny story about this bit here. Come to that shortly. So I'm going to show you how to make it. You need a piece of paper that is 9 by 9.5 inches. And if your paper has a pattern that is the right way up or the wrong way up, it's 9.5 inches that way, 9 inches top to bottom, because when it's finished, it's 7 inches tall with 2 inches going across. It's actually a shade more than 2 inches because obviously it's hexagonal, but it's 7 inches tall. Okay. Oh, sorrel's just appeared as well. Seriously, I reckon there must be some kind of catnip or something inside this paper. They hear it and they're like, oh, let me come and play. Right, we're going to start on the short side first. So the shorter, this is the 9-inch side. Sorry, in metric, it's 26 by 22.5 centimetres. So we're going to start on the shorter side, the 9-inch, 22.5 centimetre side, and score it at 2 inches. 5 centimetres. Yeah, here she comes. 5 centimetres. Okay, and then come back to the correct side, the longer side, and score it. We're going to fully score it. She's going to shout at the birds. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and 9. That's inches. In metric, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 and 24. Okay, and we're going to get some little marks put in, which is how I've created, focus on the box, not everything in the background. Focus, there we go. I've got these diagonal lines going down, which is how you create this shape here at the top. So we need to make little marks. Okay, and please don't worry about writing everything down. If you click open the description bar at the bottom of this, if you're watching on YouTube, click over the description bar and you can go straight to my blog and you can watch the video with all of the instructions underneath. If you're already on my blog, hi. Okay, mark it at 3/4 inch, 2 1/4, 3 3/4, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/4. Yes, 8 1/4, which in metric 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22. Okay, let me move that out of the way. And then what I'm going to do, I don't know how well you're going to see, but I've got vertical score lines, and then this. See, if I fold that out of the way, that might make life easier. So that's just folded out of the way, and I'm going to score from that point all the way down to here where we've got the score line. I'm going to do it both ways all the way along. So this takes a little bit of time, so talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I thoroughly enjoy making projects like this. Oh yes, funny story. Let me tell you a funny story. So I was making this one, and actually I'm almost out of this packet of paper, and I keep forgetting when I've placed another order, and so I'm kind of limited now. And I was making this prototype, and I'd done all of this score point, the scoring part, and I was just folding and burnishing, ready to stick it together, and my lovely husband rang me, and I can't remember what he rang me about. And I put him on hands-free and carried on with what I was doing, and managed to put the tape on the wrong side. Stuck it all together and couldn't understand why it wasn't concertinaing properly. And then suddenly I realised, and I was like, no, I put it on the wrong side. Not that there was anything wrong with the other side, so it's a bit like this one. It's a busy pattern. Just wasn't what I wanted, and I thought, I can't make another one. So I literally had to tear it open. I wouldn't ever give it away looking like this, but you know, I didn't want to waste it because it's a lovely box. So thankfully that's at the back. Oops. Right, so I've got all of those score lines in. So I've gone from the top all the way down. So we've got vertical lines and then these triangular lines. So I'm going to burnish the main score lines, the vertical ones first. Okay, and there's my glue bit. Right, so all of those poke out. All of these diagonal lines, you come the opposite way. So you rip it, apparently. You don't rip. You fold them in on themselves. Okay? And just take a little time to do this. And yet, so I'd spent ages doing all of this, and I was like, no, you rang me. Well, it wasn't a problem that he rang me. It was a problem that I then stuck the glue on the wrong way. Totally my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I don't actually remember what he rang me about. But there we go. Doing this part now will mean that this happens easier later. Often when I'm making these kind of boxes and you've put in a diagonal line, I'll say, you know, don't worry about it. It's naturally going to pull together. This is a 6-sided box. Would we say that 6 sides classifies it as a box, or does it become a bag? Answers on a postcard, please. Okay, last one. Right, so all of this is going to fold round and stick like that. So actually what I did when I was on the phone to Chris is I did that, and I was like, why is this not looking right? So it's going to go round, so it's just this simple fish heart dot is going to go that way round. Okay, down here there's that skinny little rectangle. We're going to take that one away and then just cut straight up the rest. So you're left with that shape, and it's a funny old shape, look. There you go, you can see that it's wiggly up and down. So I'm going to put some Seal Plus on here. And then fold it up. And I'm going to get a little bit of extra glue on the bit I ripped. And you would never know. I hope. There we go. Okay, so it's all going to pinch in like that. And then we need to, where's the back? That's the back here. I've got my back here. So that means that this panel, which is with these ones, which are going to be at the front, they need to come in last. So I'm going to take one at the side, and I'm going to grab my glue. And everybody asks me about this. This is the lovely Rachel Burkett in my team, Autumn Crafts. She bought this for me and gave it for me. You'd have to ask her where she got it from. Everybody asks me about it when it pops on camera. And it's a glue stand, as you can see, because, you know, I keep my Tombow in it. So liquid glue, because I need wibblage room. Because I need to move my hexagon around until it sits just right. Which is about there. And I'm going to get my long ruler and just push all that glue into place. Just telling the birds off. Right, okay. So it's all going to pinch in like this. And if you grip it, you can just, oh, hello. Oh, you wanted to help, did you? Everyday crafting. Just head that over. Everyday crafting with the cat. Okay, so Here's the front, and the easiest way to get your holes is to fold it so that you've got 3 sides, and you just grab your hole punch and go through all 3 on one side. Try not to get the cat's tail. All 3 the other side. So there's 3 there and 3 there. And I'm going to get my ribbon, and this is part of the Playful Pets suite. So it's black and white twine, and then this one here, which is red with white stitching through it, and they come as a pair. So I'm going to go through the front of one, just double check that's the front, yeah. And fray the ends and chuck that bit away. There we go, through there like that. And I want my star to go back into shape because I want to pull it together. If you tie a bow like that, at that tightness, it's never going to open. You're never going to get the star shape. So you need it a little bit relaxed. So I find that the easiest thing to do is gently pull it into shape. And then tie your bow. And just a rough shape is fine. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to shape it afterwards. And there's my star. Hopefully you can see that. So I've got some tails on here, a little bit long. What did you just run off for? She's now staring down the corridor. Right. Pampered Pets, stamp set and dies. I'm not going to use the stamp set for my cat that's going to go on the front. I had a dog on the front of this one. Apparently this is Sadie, which is Sarah Douglas's cat. It's not a cat at all, it's a dog. I have met Sadie. Sadie's very cute. Apparently this is modelled on Sadie. Didn't know that. Actually, I think it might be this one, although obviously it's the same character, but it's particularly this one. Apparently she sits and listens and tips her head to one side when anybody talks to her, which I thought was really sweet. Okay, on the back of this patterned paper, we've got this one. On the back of it are some cats, and I want the one that I can cut, which I believe is this cat. So you could stamp it and colour it in, or you can die cut it, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, oh, I put my die cutter away. Far too, or have I just put, oh no, the die's there. Oh, I just put the die away then. Okay, so I want plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 5, which is my self-healing cutting mat, self-heating magnetic cutting mat. It's quite a long name. Then my die, and you don't put a clear plate down, you just put the paper or your cardstock directly onto the magnetic plate. Then obviously your die over the top, final clear plate on top, and send it all through. That away because I don't want to lose it. And there's my little, it's a scaredy cat. Actually, Berry, who was just stomping across my desk just then, she is actually a bit of a scaredy cat. She's not keen on noise and humans and stuff like that. So that's ideal for her. It's not exactly her colouring. She's a Bengal. People often ask me what my 2 cats are. I have Sorrel, who is a Savannah, and I have Berry, who is a Bengal, and I have to confess, alliteration was not deliberate. I actually went to the breeder looking for, what am I looking for? Oh, my piece of cardstock. I was looking for a silver Bengal that they didn't have. looking for my trimmer. So I've just quickly measured up this. And I want to trim this down to, you know what, I'm freehand cutting this one, aren't I? Talking to myself, just freehand cut. Yeah, I went looking for a silver Bengal and they didn't have one, but they had sorrel, but I already had the name in my head. So I'm having a silver Bengal called called sorrel. And I went for one cat and came home with two. And like I say, alliteration was not a deliberate thing. So that's quite straight, that's good. I'm using my long scissors because I want to do one swift cut. There we go, that's straight. And then I'm going to flag it by hand. Or flag tail it by hand. Flag it, flag tail, I don't know. And put my little kitty. I can never find dimensionals if they've flipped upside down. If they've gone like that on my desk, they're practically invisible. My desk is pale cream coloured and they go practically invisible. And I'm going to stick another one on there. Pop that under there. And those are cute, aren't they lovely? It's a lovely shape. Let me just push that on back a little bit so you can see the star properly. Such a nice shape, such a lovely bag. Concentrate when you're doing it so you don't do this and get the rip on the back. Could cover it with ribbon or washi tape, I guess, but there we go. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.